I was in France recently on an official mission to liaise with the French community. And what I saw there is coming to America. This was a frightened, scared community. It doesn't know what to do. We couldn't wear a kippah outside. I took my daughters with me because I wanted them to see a community under siege in the diaspora. They couldn't speak Hebrew on the street, and they were shocked. When we left a shul after Mincha, a beautiful shul, I might add, surrounded by police and barriers, the Gabbai wouldn't let us go out until he was sure that we had no visible signs of being Jewish. And he looked at the TV monitors, and when he didn't see anybody on the street, he told groups of us to go in one direction and others in the other direction, so it wouldn't look like we were all coming from Mincha, from Shul. And I was sent basically to see exactly what the situation was for them and to kind of enlist their aid in helping to create a new Zionist leadership here in Israel. And I explained to them that I understood that they wanted to leave, but that they were very scared of going from the frying pan into the fire coming here to Israel, because they did not trust that the Israeli government and military would prevent another October 7th. So they can't stay in France, but they don't have confidence coming here. So I tried to explain to them that they, perhaps more than any other diaspora community, had a vested interest in ensuring that we do have a new Zionist leadership created here that will be based on Jewish values, Torah values. And that this is important for those considering Aliyah and those Jews, French Jews, that are, for one reason or another, committed to staying in France. Because I said, for you people, if you're staying in this situation, you have to know that a strong, independent, Jewish country, Israel, self-sufficient Israel, has your back. That if things come push to shove, we're not going to promote Aliyah. We will undertake a rescue mission for all of you. And that was something they had never heard before from any Israeli politician or bureaucrat. We will save you. We will defend your right to stay in France if that's your wish. But be aware that if push comes to shove, we will undertake a rescue mission. And I told them, why did they want me, of everybody, to come talk to them? And I asked them that, and their answer was very curious. They said, because you know what it's like to be abandoned and still have faith. And I said, that's true. And they had heard me say on Qualita, the French Jewish internet station in Israel, that I am absolutely committed never to allow any community to be abandoned like I was. And when somebody raised the question of the hostages, there's always somebody, that's going to do that. I explained to them that this is a different situation, that Jewish law prevents us from paying too high a price for captives, lest it incur continuing cases, incidences of hostage taking by our enemies. And that the best way of securing the release of our hostages is by, I use the French, Israël avec notre Dieu à la victoire, which is Israel with our God to victory. And that was something that finally resonated with all of them, that they understood that we'll get whoever we can. My fear Rav, to be perfectly honest with you, is that the Hamas agrees to release all the terrorists, or all the hostages, excuse me, on condition that we evacuate Gaza, and that we're weak enough to do so. And then they tell us they're all dead. This is one scenario that I've been working on right now. What then? So that was parenthetically interesting. But as far as the diaspora community in France, I've told my American friends, look what's happened to them, because it is coming to a neighborhood near you, and it is right now. Every American Jew that I've met in Israel lately has said they're looking for property here, and they're looking to take Israeli citizenship. And I have told them that's great. If you can't come now, that's fine. Those are two very important, critical things that you have to obtain: property, someplace to live, and citizenship to guarantee your, I use the word exfiltration from the gold in the Medina, which I've told them wasn't gold, it was fool's gold. Because the lesson of history is that there comes a point in time for all of the diasporic communities when they realize it's time to go, time to leave. We have that ability. We have this genetic history, as I call it, genetic memory of when the wind changes that no other group has. And I said, the wind is changing now. And nobody's arguing with me at all. There was a young lady I just met, in fact, who's a freshman at Hunter College in New York. And the stories she told me of trying to be an observant Jew at that school in New York was reminiscent of what one of my uncles from the German side of the family told me about trying to go to university in Nazi Germany. And I related the story to her. And I said, why are you staying there? And she said, well, I have an aspirational hope of going to Israel. And I said, well, that doesn't mean anything. You have to act on that because God is sending you a message, a memory right now of
He's jogging your memory.
Jogging your memory. I hate to say this, and I know a lot of people are going to really not like to hear this, but October 7th served that function as well, to shake us up, if you will, out of our delirium, our disunity. So she listened, but I'm under no illusion that she'll act on it. They're just, I understand what happened to my German family. Wealthy, a part of the country, believers in German culture, Frontsoldaten. One of them had won a first-class Iron Cross, which was unheard of for a Jew, and still, they were Germans first. And this girl, despite her understanding of the horrible situation she finds herself in, won't leave. I don't believe she will leave. And I blame her. I told her mother that if anything happens to her, I blame you and your husband personally for her fate, because you didn't educate her enough to leave when the time came. And she didn't say anything. She just put her head down.